Today on This Old House, it's demo day.
Whoa, there it goes. 1, 2, 3.
So how do we address the English ivy on the tree?
English ivy in particular is an invasive species. It can outcompete our native species and really cause a lot of damage to trees.
Hi there, I'm Kevin O'Connor and welcome back to This Old House and to our project here in historic South Atlanta. From here, you might see a charming, bright blue house in need of a little bit of attention. But step closer and you'll see soffits and fascia falling off, windows broken, side entrance sagging, balusters completely gone, and those columns rotted out and unsteady. So today begins demo day. But before we begin, Tommy and our general contractor, Jerry, have found some serious problems with our front porch. Hey guys.
Hey Kevin, how are you?
I'm okay, but how's the porch? What are you guys finding?
Well, it's we know that the deck boards themselves are pretty well cupped and rotten in a lot of places. So we're gonna pull this up and check the framing out from underneath it.
So you guys don't like the orientation of these floorboards, basically being parallel to the front of the house?
Correct. They're actually supposed to be running front to back so we can run the water off the porch that has a nice little slope to it.
Because you want to think of your porch decking as like a roof. You want the water to shed away from your foundation.
Okay. So what do you think based on what you see, Jerry?
Well, the joists are actually in pretty good shape. We're sitting on a ledger board up here in the front, but the back there looks like it's just nailed. There's no hangers or anything for these joists to be sitting on, so we're gonna have to repair that.
Yep.
But let's go around back and I'll show y'all some other stuff.
Okay, great.
So let me show you guys what's going on in this bump out.
Oh yeah. The floor is pitched and it all starts down below at the foundation.
That says it all.
Yeah, let's go take a look at that foundation.
Okay.
So guys, out here, I want to show you what we have. This is the old bump out that was added onto the house later in life. And what we got to determine is if we're going to be able to salvage this or if we're going to have to tear the whole thing down.
Wow. You can start up top there. You can actually see how the water's getting behind the siding. All those siding boards are buckled and everything else coming all the way down here.
Correct. It's causing a lot of rot. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going to be going on with this foundation down in the bottom.
How do you want to attack it?
So let's remove some of that siding and cut everything away and see what's going on under there. Tom, is there any foundation left under there?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I can see the house vibrating just when you're hitting it.
There's nothing solid under there.
It's right under the bearing post right here in the corner. That's not good. You can see the subfloor in there, 2x4, the wall structure. That sill is just gone. That's why the house is down. Looks to me like it's gone all the way into the corner there.
Exactly. What we're going to have to do, Tom, is we're going to take down this whole entire section.
So Jerry, you're thinking like all the way up to the roof?
All the way
back
roof.
to the main house?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
the whole
agree.
thing.
Looks like Jerry's crew's got a plan right here.
Right, I think the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna cut a saw cut into the roof with a couple of slices, then they can take a long 2x4 and bang that piece up, and that'll make a hole in the roof, and they can take it from there, piece by piece.
Got the dumpster down below, so some of it's gonna go right in, some of it's gonna go nearby.
Yeah, it's always good if you can keep the dumpster nearby because it saves an extra step. The stuff that falls on the ground, you don't have to put in the dumpster later, it's already there.
Some old lumber, Tommy. There's some of the original full dimensional 2x and that skip sheathing on the underside of that roof?
Skip sheathing because the roof was originally a wood shingle roof, and to make the wood shingles last, you use skip shingle to keep air underneath them so they dry.
Jerry was saying when he has a demolition this complex, he likes to use his framing crew. I guess if you know how to build it, it's a little easier to take it apart.
Right. When you understand the way the structure is and you can see it, then you understand where you can cut without something falling on you.
Got that chimney, huh? So that's the last piece on the top there.
Yep, and if you notice, he's going to put a hole in the chimney on the side that he wants the chimney to fall into. It's like cutting a tree. You cut a notch on the tree and you push it over.
Look at that. Bam, love it.
Are we good? Okay. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Woo! There it goes. All right.
Satisfying.
You guys ready? That'll do it.
Nice. 1, 2, 3. Now all we have to do is work on this flooring right here and then get the walls, and we're really making progress.
Well, Jerry, we are looking forward to working with you. You come highly recommended. You got quite the reputation. So you've been at this for a while?
About 30 years. About 30 years. I've probably built over 1,000 houses now.
Wow.
So got a little bit under my belt.
That's a lot of houses. And what's the range of those houses in terms of size and price?
So probably from the 160s to a little over 5 million.
Okay, that's a big range, and those are some big numbers. And obviously it's something you like because you've been at it for 30 years.
I've absolutely loved it.
What do you love about it?
So, you know, you get to build people's dreams, and people are entrusting you with their biggest investment that they've ever made in their entire life. And so it's a big responsibility.
It's a remarkable relationship. I mean, it's a very intimate relationship with the person.
It is. It's huge.
For the first half of his career, Jerry and his partners focused on building large luxury homes.
This is a house I built for a doctor.
That's a big house, Jerry.
It's a big house.
How big is that?
Big house. It's about 26,000 feet.
Whew.
It's got some koi ponds and some elevators and all the bells and whistles. It's an unbelievable house, and the people are just the nicest, kindest, most humble people you'll ever be in your life.
Yeah. Jerry and his family lived in a neighborhood just like this one. But in 2008, his focus began to shift away from the luxury market to more modestly sized homes.
And just kind of fell in love with it, doing the old houses and just fixing them up, and it just kind of took off from there. So, Kevin, this is my neighborhood now.
So this is a little bit different than what you've shown me.
It is. It's a tad bit different. So I went from a little over 10,000 feet to right at 1,700 feet here.
Wow. A very different neighborhood, different types of houses.
It is.
And some of the folks working with us live in this neighborhood too.
They do. Tristan lives in here, who's our project manager, and then the homeowners actually live in here as well, Jonathan and Keisha. As you can see, the houses here are much closer together. The neighborhood is much closer together. The people are closer together. Jonathan and Keisha and many other people will stop by my porch just to say hi and hang out for a little while and just have a good time.
So let's talk about our homeowners and their project. What about that house has gotten you so interested to work with us?
So first of all, the homeowners are really special people,
Right.
and they're friends. And then the fact that the home was originally built by Mr. Price. You know, he was a very, very recognized African-American man who was the postmaster. He ran the general store. It's a really cool story. It's a really cool house. It's just a great project in general. So I thought it'd be good to do.
Hey, Jonathan, things are looking good here.
Thanks, Tommy.
So Woody, I see you up on the ladder. What's going on with the stairs?
Actually, we really need to take these stairs down.
Yeah, I think so.
The treads are rotten, the railing's really weak, and the stringer's detaching from the house.
Yeah, it's pretty unsafe. I mean, you have a situation here, if you look, you stand back there and you look at the deck, you can actually see how the deck is settled in towards the house. And these concrete piers, when they were originally set, that deck was probably level. And the piers haven't settled, but the house has. So you can see this outside rim joist here is going in, and it nails up against the ledger. These 2x6 joists right here, they don't have any hangers on them, but the connection looks pretty good up there. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a larger one against the house that is on a hanger, but we have a big void in the wall here that's just rotted. because the decking wasn't flashed to the house. So water's been migrating in there pretty bad. You can see how these lag bolts are pulling out of the house because the structure in behind this wall is all rotted. It's rotted because the water's been migrating through these clapboards that aren't flashed. You can see the open joints here and the pitching of the stairs down towards the house as opposed to being away from the house. So you can see how somebody put a patch on the surface of the clapboards. That means that water's going to run behind this and get sandwiched between the backside of this sheathing right here and the face of the clapboards and get behind there. You can see how that's rotting the boards and the sill right below. So that's all a problem. Now these lower stair treads are in real good shape, so they're pretty safe. I've been up here a couple of times already.
Yeah, I've been up to clear the leaves. It will hold us.
Yeah, the lower step is the worst right here. That's pretty rotted. But if we walk over the stringer, or as close to the stringer as we can, to keep the stress off the center of the tread, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right, so we're going to probably remove this railing here, break the connection of the house. I don't think it's not going to take much to remove that, so we'll just get that out of the way. There we go. So we'll take this rope and I'll wrap it around a couple of these posts. We can pull this thing off of the house once we cut it free from down below. Let's see if we come in through that one. Yeah, come over here. All right, so get that line like that. Looks pretty good. That railing right there seems pretty solid. I think it's coming up now, yeah. There it is. Beautiful. All right, so once we get this out of here, you should be able to get in there. Cut that joist right there. Okay. I'm going to start cutting these stairs away from the building. All right, Jonathan, before you cut that last joist, what I want to do is I want to cut the center 4x4 right here, because I want, when we pull this forward, I want it to pivot and slide out that way off of this point here and that point, and might even pivot off of that one, okay? I'm going to leave a little of that on there so it doesn't come down on me. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to remove this block. I don't think there's any weight on it at all, but just to be sure. And you notice I didn't go all the way through in either cut. That way, if there's any weight on it at all, it won't come down and cinch the blade up. Yep, see, there's no weight on it, so that's good. I don't even have to cut this, but I'll get it out of the way anyway. Yeah, all right, that's nice and free. That's the last one?
That's the last one.
All right, why don't you come on down, and then you can get up on the ladder and cut this outside one. All right, come on down and we'll see if we can pull this off. All right, Jonathan, here you go. You hold that one. Now we're gonna give it a good tug. Here it comes. Whoa, look at that, something's holding it. Give it a punch. Ooh. Yeah, come on. Devil, there it is. All right. One stairs down. Our homeowners belong to a local community workshop called Decatur Makers. Here, members can learn how to do woodworking, 3D printing, welding, and much more. One of the teachers is Shara Miller King, who fell in love with power tools when she built her bed for herself 20 years ago. She loved the process so much she decided to leave the corporate world and become a full-time woodshop teacher. Hello, Olivia Sage. How are you today?
Good.
And you must be Shar. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Tommy.
So Olivia Sage, tell me what you have here.
I have my mini postbox and lending library prototype. So I have here on the top the lending library part where people can take and leave a book, and then down here is the postbox, and we have instructions here. It says take a card, write a note, ask us for a stamp, and we'll mail it off.
I like the idea so that all the books are kept out of the weather, close it off, and what's the idea of the circle top?
This circle top is inspired by the post boxes that we have now. They usually have them on the sides, but we decided to put it on the front.
That's really cool. So what inspired you to build this lending library?
The fact that Mr. Price was the first black postmaster of Atlanta.
And the post office is right down the street from your house.
Yes.
So this is really a cool idea. So Shara, you are the teacher here?
Yes, and we are going to build this lending library out of exterior grade plywood.
That's a great choice.
You ready to get started? Let's go. When we get ready to use the miter saw, we want to make sure that we're standing to the left of the blade, never behind the blade or to the right. I have my body positioned forward in this manner here, and my left hand is going to be used as my hook. So these 4 fingers will be used to press my board down to this table, and then my thumb will be used to press the board against this fence. Are you ready to do the doors?
Yes.
Okay, so the door frames, which are where?
Here.
Yes. Now we have to decide what type of joinery we're going to use to put our pieces together for the door frame. So we have 2 options. With the miter joint, it's 2 45-degree angles that come together to form a 90-degree angle. And with the butt joint, it's 1 90-degree cut, which also forms that same 90-degree angle. Which one do you like best?
This one.
And this one is called?
The miter joint.
Exactly. I think you made a good choice here because we have more glue surface when we're using a miter joint. So if you can see right here, when we're using the miter joint, look how much more space we have to glue.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to make a really strong joint for us. We are actually going to use glue that is specific for outdoor weather, and then we're going to reinforce it with some fasteners.
Now that's going to make it nice and strong.
Yes. We're going to try and get the blade to the right of the line. Look at there. What do you think happened?
I went too far to the right.
You went too far to the right. How can we correct this?
Going more towards the line. Just a little bit.
That looks great. So you can still see the line, but nothing on the waist side, and that makes a perfect cut. So what we're looking for is to see if they're flush.
They're very exact.
They are, which means that they're cut perfectly.
Nice job.
So I'm gonna take a little bit of glue and apply it here. Then we'll drill a couple of pilot holes.
You know what the pilot hole does for the screws?
Makes it easier to put the screws in.
Yeah, what else?
Makes it so you don't split the wood.
Correct, and one more.
I don't know.
The screw actually holds stronger in the wood,
Oh,
up to 22% stronger.
wow.
Now we have a piece of plexiglass that will serve as our window, and we'll drop that in and secure it with some epoxy.
Perfect.
Look at that.
What a nice looking door.
It is. We'll put this door right here and attach it with some nice hinges, add another door here and one on the bottom. And this is almost done. Should we add anything else?
I was thinking some siding from the house and maybe some small little miniature windows.
I love that idea.
It's a great idea. You can paint it to match the house. Nice job. I can't wait to see it done.
Tierson.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
I'm great. So this is Tierson Boutte. He is a board certified master arborist, and we are here to look at this tree today because there's multiple issues that's going on here. First of all, can we talk about the overextending branches?
Yeah. John and Keisha, they want a roof that's gonna last a long time. They don't want critters getting in there.
Right.
So we're gonna do a little gentle lifting. And then like most people, they're a little bit concerned about like a limb breaking or some kind of failure occurring during a storm. So we're gonna take a little end weight off those limbs. That's called a reductive cut.
Okay.
So we wanna go easy on it. We don't wanna deprive it of the valuable nutrients that it gets by turning sunlight into sugar, which is the main thing that plants do.
Photosynthesis.
Exactly.
So you're not going to take the whole limb off. It'll be too much trauma for this tree.
Yeah, for this tree in this time, it's a mature tree. It's a little hard on these mature trees to take off too much foliage.
So how do we address the English ivy on the tree?
English ivy in particular is an invasive species. So it can outcompete our native species and really cause a lot of damage to people's trees. When these things go up the tree, then they are gonna sort of steal the support structure that the tree went to all this trouble to build over so many years.
Okay.
But over time, they reach this point where they're basically stealing the light that the tree needs to survive. We're gonna make sure that by severing the English ivy at the base,
Yep.
none of the ivy that's up above that point can survive. It'll turn brown and fall off, and the tree will be able to get all the light it needs.
Great. So what species of oak is this?
This is Quercus nigra, or water oak. It's a pretty decent sized specimen, about 45 inches. I would estimate it's 70 or so years old.
Okay.
I've seen these, grow to 130 or 150 years. We could easily have 5 decades of life ahead of this tree.
So we definitely want to preserve it.
Yeah.
Just feels clean now.
Yeah, it feels clean, and importantly, all these limbs are gonna start growing from just a little bit closer to the tree outward.
Okay.
So we're kind of managing the light over the next 4 or 5 years. We should get a little bit less end weight, And then of course, we don't want those limbs next to the roof. There's even a few limbs that might be considered temporary. Like you see that one that's kind of chopped a little bit much next to the roof?
The one in between the houses? Yep, yep.
So that one, we took it back really heavily because there's just not enough space there.
Right.
Next pruning cycle, maybe we'll take that all the way off and we'll have some good growth there towards the northeast.
I like how you're going to do it in stages to follow the growth patterns. Dead wood made me very nervous. So I think it's a perfect spot for a patio, filtered light, and this is just going to set the stage. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you, John.
Next time on This Old House.
Today, we're on a field trip at a nature-based outdoor classroom to get inspiration for the backyard.
We use whatever resources available on this land.
Our homeowner, Jonathan, with a little professional help, is about to tackle the HVAC system at his house. We'll break it down.
This house in Atlanta has a crawl space, and the dirt in the crawl space gets damp, so we're going to install a vapor barrier on top of the dirt.